So many people are looking to be more confident, but let's say I told you it wasn't about confidence, it was about being courageous. In this video, we're gonna talk about 5 different ideas about confidence and how you may be approaching it the wrong way. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bennett. I'm here to share some ideas that have helped me move the needle just a little bit in my life, so I hope you find them beneficial. How would you answer this question? What would your life look like today if you were able to be a 9 out of 10 on the confidence meter when you were a teenager or a young adult? How many more experiences would you have had? How much more successful would you be? And how many more opportunities would you have gotten? Confidence is one of those keys that can unlock so much potential in your own personal life. What we have to recognize is that we can actually work on it. And the first tip that we need to understand is that when it comes to confidence, what people really want is the courage to take a specific action. It's taking the action in spite of all the fear that you really have. Because if you really think about confidence, confidence is the type of thing that you only become after taking the action so many times. Think about anything that you're confident in. It could be going onto the basketball court, it could be jumping on a sales call, or even tying your shoe. The amount of times that you've tried beforehand is what got you to become confident. So if you're looking to become confident in a specific area, that feeling that you get inside is actually really normal. And what we need to do is we need to be able to take the action, regardless of what the feeling is. And once we do that, we begin to build our confidence muscle. So don't think that you should be confident right away, but look at it as something that you could constantly look to build. Before we get to our next idea, I'm gonna be a little bit courageous. Would you be open to hitting that subscribe button? It really helps spread our message and helps other people. So be confident in pressing that button. The next tip is really understanding the difference between the umbrella of confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. When it comes to confidence, what we have to recognize is that we're going to be taking certain action in one specific area of our life. And because of that, we become confident in that one area. Our self-esteem is built by seeing us succeed in many different areas. It can be a specific goal that you succeed at, or just push yourself out and do something that you already want to do. So it's very possible that you could be confident in one area, but have a low self-esteem overall, because you don't have so many different things that are proving that you have a high self-esteem. And that's why one of the easiest ways to build our self-esteem is to do the things that we know we should be doing. Not even the things that you want to do when you're mostly inspired, but the day-to-day stuff like waking up at the time you want to wake up, going to sleep when you want to go to sleep, and everything in between. If you could just start to do the things that you know you could do already, that's going to be the thing that's going to help you build your self-esteem, build your confidence in different areas, and allow you to just feel better about yourself. And when it comes to self-worth, what we have to understand is an intrinsic value, regardless of our success and our failures, that we have of ourselves. Even if you have a low self-esteem, you can have a high self-worth because you hold yourself to a certain standard. And what we have to realize that although these are all very similar, they're all very different, and we can work on different areas of them. So just because you could be a phenomenal athlete doesn't mean your self-esteem is high, and it doesn't mean that you really like yourself. So recognizing that all these different areas is something that we need to start to work on could be something that could be really beneficial for us. The third tip is the difference between false confidence and overconfidence. You see, Dr. Nate Vincer, who's a sports psychologist, talks about how sometimes you have certain athletes that can step into certain situations and certain times they are not able to. And what he realized is that there's a difference between somebody who has false confidence and overconfidence. Overconfidence is that feeling of showing up in a more arrogant and haughty way. And what ends up happening is that they think they're going to succeed, and usually their own egos bring them down. False confidence, on the other hand, is taking other areas of your life that you might be confident in and borrowing it and saying, hey, I know I'm good at X, Y, and Z, so I might also be good at this thing also. And what we have to realize is that overconfidence is the type of person that nobody likes and nobody wants to be friends with, while somebody who has false confidence can really hack their way into becoming more confident in something, even if they don't have that experience. And that's why Dr. Zinser talks about how athletes should really build a whole playlist in their minds of all the things that they've done, so at a time when they need to step into a bigger opportunity, they'll be able to prove from other areas of their life that they're going to be able to succeed at this one too. And that brings me to my fourth point, imposter syndrome. You see, so many times you might not feel confident because you just don't think that you're ready to step into it. But what we need to understand is that the only way to be ready is to put yourself out there. We look at other people who might have certain backgrounds or degrees, and we say that they're capable of doing X, Y, and Z. And if you would ask anybody who looks to get started, there's always going to be a million people in front of them. So how would anyone ever start to move forward? But what we have to realize, it's not about what other people have, it's about what we have to share. And if we can look to become more confident and not worry about us not being ready, that's going to be the thing that's going to get us ready. And the fifth and final idea about confidence is seeking approval from others. We all want to be liked by other people, and we love it when people give us compliments. But what we have to understand is that other people's perspective on our lives doesn't really change anything for us. You see so many influencers who are out there who have millions of people telling them how amazing they are, but yet when it comes to them, they feel broken inside. They go to sleep by themselves. What we have to understand is that we really have to work on ourselves and not seek the approval of others of building up our self-esteem for us. So many people put their own self-worth on something else, whether it's a person or their career. And what ends up happening is when those things stop, they stop. What we have to realize is that we have to build ourselves up and love ourselves for who it is that we are. But let's say you're the type of person who doesn't really know where to start. You know you want to become more confident, but you don't know what action to take. So make sure to take a look at this next video where I talk about goal setting, and you can really start to apply this idea of confidence as well.